Alright, so I treated this tank last week with no planaria. I treated it for about 3 days in a row, and it's been about 3 days. So the last time I treated it was Sunday. And it's been about a week since I haven't put any no planaria in here. And this is doing really good. I don't see any planaria. I haven't seen any planaria. And I mean, there's still some snails alive in here. And if you treat it for a full week or two, you go through the instructions. You're supposed to treat it for a couple days, and then stop for a couple days, and then start again. I'm just kind of looking to see if there's any planaria, but one of the things I'm also looking for is just to see how my infusoria culture is doing. Now, let me say that again, how the infusoria is doing in this tank. You got all these microorganisms. I was wondering if it would be killed. I don't think it's affected it too much. You can see some little things there, some little lines that look like they might be worms. I don't know if they are. I did treat the no planaria. I did treat for about, I'm not looking at any notes right now. I treated it for 3 days, 3 or 4 days. I think it was 4 days. 4 days. But I mean, you can see little bugs. Shrimp are fine. But that's the whole thing about that stuff. It's supposed to be safe for shrimp. So these things are moving around. They are not shrimp because they're not moving around like shrimp. You can't see they're shrimp babies because they're not moving around like shrimp. And then of course you can see all the little spots, little dots. Those are whatever else. We just say infusoria because I don't know I'd have to get like a microscope, and I don't even have that type of education, so I can't identify what these things are. There's a bunch. I am in the process of breaking down a bunch of my tanks. That's why a lot of the plants have been removed from this tank. I was trying to look for fish, which I'm still gonna do. I just haven't had a chance yet today. But this is great. I love how this tank is just packed full. The only fish that I've ever had in this tank were baby clown killifish. And I did have an auto feeder on this thing too, so this is a real good example of if you wanted to culture infusoria in just a normal tank, what you would need is just regular feedings and not a lot of predators for them, and you'll have a lot of infusoria. Snail eggs there, snail eggs there. Probably the pond snail eggs. We are going to be moving, so that'll be a lot of fun. You guys will get to see setting up a new fish room. And since I get the opportunity to actually set the room up again, I'm going to definitely make some changes. I wish I was buying a house, but that's not going to be for another while. See, that looks like a one's called. Can't think of the name right now. Anyways, it doesn't matter. This is great. I mean, this is a real nice culture. I'm gonna. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this tank. I'm definitely gonna try to keep this water separated from the other ones as I break them down. I think I'm gonna keep this tank the way it's going. Let's take a look at. I got a tank. I was making black water. Let's see what's in that one. This tank was gonna be a black water tank that I was working on. Oh, excuse me. Let's see if I can. It's dirty. Try to clear this glass up a bit. Just gonna take a look and see, because I have seen little bugs swimming around in here. Let's take a look at the pH of this water. It's coconut fiber, some Indian almond leaves. I can see actually a little bug swimming there on the top right now. Let's see what the pH is. I'm worried that it's still going to be really high. Take my dosing pump the hose out of this thing so I don't end up dosing as I check the pH. Just for the heck of it, let's see what the pH is. So I have a Milwaukee professional grade dosing pump. Alright, here we go. So I have checked this thing a couple of times. This is my little pH rod. Yeah. Let's see what this thing says. 6.9. That's pretty good. Alright. I'm trying to remember what this was gonna be for this is gonna be for my neon tetras. Yeah, to breed neon tetras. So I was working on this here, trying to get the pH down. So I had a couple of pieces of wood in there, some older pieces of wood. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, all right. So 6.9. That's good. Let's see what the pH is. This is my little tank with my neon tetras in it. I have 2 neon tetras in there. Let's see what this one is. This pH is probably all messed up. 7. 7.1. As for breeding, you want it to be down to like close to 6.9, 6.8. I can't remember exactly. I've got it written down on my notepad. 7.2, 7.3. Okay, anyways. I hate to say this, but all that work I've done on this tank, I'm gonna actually. This water is set to. This is So I know that's not correct. It says 8.2. I know that's not right though. It's going back down now. It's got to give it a little. You got to give it a little bit of time for it to get back to where it's supposed to be. And I have it set to below 7.5 because when I had it first going, the pH got a little too high and I didn't want it to dose anymore. So 7.8. That might be around where it is. I still might be a little high for. I mean, mostly this is for my live bears, like my mollies and swordtails and so forth, and guppies and stuff. Anyways, okay, I just wanted to see if there's any cool little bugs in this tank. So let's take a look. Go on these side tangents and. Oh yeah, there's some scuds. Let's see what's down here. You can see some. Let me wipe this a little more. Don't want it to be damp though, I want it to be dry. Dry paper towel just to get the smudges off. This is acrylic. This tank here is acrylic. This is all like from leaf litter. Some leaves that I actually collected out in the woods when I was getting my older cones and stuff. And then I had a whole bunch of some coconut fiber. I'll show you guys in a second. Just trying to make a black water tank. Alright, this is a breeding tank, so it doesn't have to be perfect. But honestly, like, it's like I didn't plant or place any little bugs in here, so these guys came up on the the stuff from the stuff I threw in there, like the little rakia and whatever else was thrown in here to create the leaf litter throughout the tank. It's hard to see, it's so dark. This is very, very dark. I think what I would do is I would probably take a lot of this water out and just place straight RO water, reverse osmosis water. But this looks good. Lots and lots of live things for baby fish to eat. Yeah, that's great. Gotta get these snails out. So I'll show you what this is. So like I said, I got some Indian almond leaves, and then see if I can grab this over here. That's one thing that's gonna be really nice is getting this new fish room. I'll have and get some those plugins that you can go straight across the room. So I ordered this coconut fiber online. This is for animals like your lizards and so forth, but it also makes great substrate for blackwater tanks. I've heard. And then since I have this stuff here, I always forget what the stuff is called. A lot of my fish food that I kind of make, I say make, I don't actually make it, but I'm not out there like harvesting stuff myself. So this is one of the algae that I feed my fish. This is I believe this is a freshwater algae. And then I have this other stuff. Okay, that's not it. Trilla. I got a lot of this stuff. I got these little pellets too. So the pellets are great. If you guys want to see, I'll throw one of these in the tanks for my well, I'm not gonna do that actually because this is already 13 minutes long. But yeah, so this is one of the algae that I feed my fish. So I just wanted to show you guys that coconut fiber because the coconut fiber and then little twigs and stuff that I collected from when I was getting the older cones. And then of course the older cones, some of the older leaves, and also the almond leaves. And then I got these other leaves. I don't know the name of these other ones. They're like magnolia? I don't think they're magnolia leaves though. Just crumple those up and threw that in there. Just to make it a more natural environment. And now I did all of that work. Now I'm gonna dump this water out into one of the other tanks, and because I don't want to waste the water. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I don't want to just waste it. So I don't know. Anyways, Yeah, it's looking good. Let's take a look over here. I took the Matin filter out of this tank. This is my Clown Keeley tank. You guys want to see all my Clown Keeleys? They look so awesome. They're doing great. So all this rakia, I'm like, you know what? I don't really need a big old filter in this tank because I got all this rakia and these fish are so small. Like, look. I think these guys like it a lot more with the water, a little more. So I got my air stone in the back that's moving water, not very much. But I'm gonna leave this tank the way it is because since we are moving, it doesn't make any sense to pull the baby fish out. But look at all these fish. Look at all those keelies right there. They're just. I got some scuds in here too. There's just so much food in this tank. These guys aren't really going crazy for eating all the scuds, but there is scuds in here. I don't really know. I know it's bad probably. I'm sure some of the scuds are eating the fish eggs. Like there's a scud right there. The glare is horrible. I know scuds are supposed to be bad for shrimp tanks. So I got my black shrimp in here too. I don't know. It's frustrating, but too much. Too much to do to keep up with all this stuff, you know? And then I got all my, look at all those baby 24 karat gold guppies. This other room is going to be it's going to be different than this room. This fish room is a little bit, the spacing is going to be very different because it's just going to be it's going to be a shed. It's a shed, which is going to be complicated because I got to do all of the filtering, or not filtering, I got to do all of the, make sure it's insulated so it's not going to be cold. It's going to be not attached to the house or anything, so that's going to be something. So, I don't know how it's going to work, but my plan is to be able to heat the room and not every single one of these fish tanks. So I'm gonna heat my Rams tanks because they have to be like, I think 84 degrees is what those tanks are at. But I also got a saltwater tank that I'm gonna be moving as well. But I'm gonna break the saltwater tank down. I'm gonna sell my fish, and I'm only gonna have. It's going to be a new operation. That's going to be a new one that I've never done. I've never bred anything that's saltwater. I just kept a saltwater tank. So I'm going to do some corals because I have some corals that I'm keeping. So I'm going to do a couple of corals, and I'm also going to breed peppermint shrimp. So that'll be different. So anyways, all right. I literally came down just to do one thing, and now I'm sitting here 18 minutes blabbing on my phone. Okay, thanks for watching.